as possible.
What do you do when you fall far from help?
Wait till we can get up and we go on. On!
Before you go, will you tell him to sing?
Who?
Lucky.
Sing.
Yes, or to think, or to recite.
But he's dumb! Dumb. He can't even groan.
Since when?
Have you not done tormenting me with your accursed time? When, one day, is that not enough for you? One day he went dumb, one day I went blind, one day we'll go deaf. One day we are born, one day we shall die. The same day, the same second. Is that not enough for you? It is birth astride of a grave. The light gleams an instant, it's night once more. Oh!
In terms of America, he has trusted me with his plays. Right. That's basically all, because he knows that I'm not going to destroy them consciously, intentionally. Right. I'm going to do his play. I'm going to serve his play.
The Broadway production of Godot certainly created the interest in Beckett. I mean, it made him, you know, overnight famous, certainly in New York, and through New York, the rest of the country. And we had practically not sold the book up to that point. It had been out for a while, a few hundred copies, and suddenly, you know, we were selling thousands.
In the mid-1950s, Beckett's work first came to the attention of the academic world in the United States. It went on to create a tremendous impact on American theater, with over 1.5 million copies of Waiting for Godot sold by Grove Press.
Every once in a while, somebody comes along that is so right on target in moving the theater forward, is so precise, so accurate, so spare, and that there's nothing to be done except just admire. God knows, you know, back in late 1950s in this country, a whole new generation of us playwrights were suddenly hit within a 5-year period by Ionesco, by Beckett and Genet. And that was a triple knockout punch. Not a knockout punch, a wake-up punch. And it changed the face of American theater, enormously importantly. And of those three, though I still admire some of Ionesco's and Genet's plays, Beckett rather quickly emerged as the towering figure of the three, and the one who had the most profound effect on serious American drama.
Beckett had this very unusual voice, certainly in English, and it got into my brain, and I wrote 2 or 3 things that were so stained by his voice, and it was so difficult to break out of that. So I recited a 4-line poem that was something like, "How easily our only smile smiles." Oh, I forget it, but it ended with, "We'll live our life within the space of a door that opens and closes," I think was the image. It wasn't very good. And he paused when it was over, and he said, "Oh, it's very nice, very nice." And I said, "Oh, shit." He said, "What's the matter?" I said, "I stole it from you." And he said, "Oh, yes. Oh, shit." I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "I stole it from Dante myself."
Are you sure that you
But yeah.
Oh, pardon.
Oh, no, carry on.
No, you
After you.
I interrupted you.
On the contrary.
Ceremonious ape.
Punctilious pig.
Finish your phrase, I tell you.
Finish your own.
Moron.
That's the idea. Let's abuse each other.
Moron.
Vermin.
Abortion.
Morphean.
Sewer rat.
Curate.
Cretin.
Crick! Oh.
Well, I remember once, one piece I wrote about him, I used the expression, I scarcely remember whether I made it up or not, because it seems very much like Beckett, but I spoke of his uproarious pessimism. Perhaps the major underappreciated side is his humor, which is quite Irish, and could be quite, could enter the worlds of clowning and burlesque and vaudeville for all that.
That's been a very fine hat. Yeah. What?
I personally regard these artists, the Marx Brothers and Chaplin and Buster Keaton and Harry Langdon and Laurel and Hardy, as probably the greatest American artists or any of any country in the world in this century. And the two tramps in Waiting for Godot are directly taken from that.
How does it, how would I know? How do I look?
Hideous.
When I read the play, when Mike first suggested that we might do this, and I went back and read the play, I realized, I mean, I saw it as a comedy. I mean, I thought there were great, smart, high and low laughs in the play. And they must be served almost first, because the language of the play takes care of itself. The structure of the play takes care of itself. But the comedy won't take care of itself unless it's delivered.
But what do we do now? While waiting. While waiting. We could do our exercises.
Our movements.
Our elevations. A relaxation. Our elongation. A relaxation. To warm us up.
To calm us down.
Off we go. Ah, that's enough of that. I'm tired. We're not informed. What about a little deep breathing? I'm tired. Breathing. You're right. Let's just do the tree for the balance.
The tree?
Your turn.
You think God sees me?
You must close your eyes.
God, have pity on me.
And me.
On me. Pity on me.
Of course, I see the play, having done the role of Lucky, I see the play from the Lucky point of view. The speech, I'm sure, is somewhere, the whole thing is somewhere in my memory. We'll just see how much I can remember. Given the existence, as uttered forth in the public works of Puncher and Watman, of a personal God, quack, 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 with a white beard, quack, 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 outside time, without extension, who from the heights of divine apathia, divine athambia, divine aphasia, loves us dearly, with some exceptions, for reasons unknown, but time will tell, and suffers like the divine Miranda, with those who, for reasons unknown, but time will tell, are plunged in torment, plunged in fire, whose fire flames, if that continues, and who can doubt it will fire the firmament. That is to say, blast hell to heaven, so blue, still, and calm, so calm, with a calm which, even though intermittent, is better than nothing, but not so fast. And considering what is
wrong, as a result of the labors left unfinished, groaned by the academy of Amsterdam.
Beautiful. The Lucky speech is a monstrous collage of everything. I think it's a beautiful poem. It's a beautiful piece of language, of these articulation, not articulation. It's like a tape recorder that went crazy, and that has accumulated all this garbage from our culture.
But that first chunk, I have a feeling, will be with me for the rest of my life, because there's an attempt to delineate a sentence, and then it's beautifully written, like a non sequitur comic monologue, and yet it's something other at the same time.
You don't have to dig very deeply to kill people with this play, because the events are the things that are shocking, not so much the playing of the events. So I always felt that the comedy, that what we could do best is serve the comedy.
Dee-dee! Dee-dee! Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee!
Oh, up now. Go, go. Gigi. Your hand. Take it. Come to my arms. Your arms? My breast. Off we go. How time flies when one has fun.
He himself regards himself as primarily a humorist, a comic writer. And in fact, his plays are extremely funny. But of course, it's a special kind of funniness. I mean, as somebody says in Endgame, the funniest thing in the world is human happiness.
Oh, she knew it was me. By my smell. A sunken, fair, hairy old face lit up. She was happy to smell me. She jabbered away with her rattling dentures, and most of the time didn't realize what she was saying. Anyone but myself would have been lost in this clattering gabble, which could only have stopped during a brief instance of unconsciousness. In any case, I didn't come to listen to her. I got into communication with her by knocking on her skull. One knock meant yes, two, no, three, I don't know, four, money, five, goodbye. I was hard put to ram this code into a ruined and frantic understanding. But I did it. In the end. That she should confuse yes, no, I don't know, and goodbye were all the same to me. I confused them myself. But that she should associate the four knocks with anything but money was something to be avoided at all costs.
Laughter is very philosophical. It is what disturbs the system. It creates disorder. And Beckett puts that laughter just at the moment when things are beginning to be organized. He breaks it with that laughter.
The bitter laugh laughs at that which is not good. It is the ethical laugh. The hollow laugh laughs at that which is not true. It is the intellectual laugh. But the mirthless laugh is the Dianetic laugh, down the snout. So, it is the laugh of laughs, the risus purus, the laugh laughing at the laugh, the beholding, saluting at the highest joke, in a word, the laugh that laughs at that which is unhappy.
Tiny little thing, before its time, God-forsaken hole, no love, spare that, speechless all her days, practically speechless, how she survived, that time in court, what did she just say for her? Guilty or not guilty, stand up woman, speak up woman, stood there staring into space, mouth half open as usual, waiting to be led away.
What's amazing about Beckett is that he is probably the only male playwright who focuses on women not as figures related to men. If you think of Not I and you think of Footfalls and Rockabye, there are no males in those works, but women's experiences forefronted. It starts with Happy Days, and in the later works, the main characters are women.